Welcome back everyone to Loveriche, and you know what that means. It's Ramun time.
That sounded like somebody falling off of a chair into a pool of something fizzy.
If that something is the thing you use to open it, then yes. Well, if that thing falling in is the marble, then yes.
Okay, I honestly will go with that. But hi everybody, welcome back.
Ah.
Nani?
It's locked.
Oh no, I hope we brought a parachute. The doorknob just clacked when I turned it and refused to budge. It only made sense this would happen once the teachers came here on patrol. Still.
I didn't even know the door could lock.
Who would have thought that the door to the forbidden area that is the roof could lock? It had never been locked before, so I had no idea.
I mean, it only ever wasn't locked because they assumed that the kids were too good to come up here, right?
Probably.
What should we do?
そこの雨どいから伝って下の階に降りるとか。
Or you could just Assassin's Creed Leap of Faith it. Where's a bush? Or some hay?
I'd sooner avoid any live or die scenarios.
Or desynchronization.
すげえ叫んで見回りの先生に開けてもらう。
No doubt that'd cause more problems than smoking.
もうこのまま一晩ここで過ごす。
It's November. We'll die.
じゃあ手は一つ。
Ria fished through her pocket. She pulled out her phone.
Oh, if she had pulled out like a lockpick and just picked it, I would have been like, you are immediately best girl of game.
Ria, master of lockpicking.
Of course. We should go with the easy solution.
Oh, what a great time to be alive.
Oh, I just have this old rotary phone.
In a suitcase that I carry around with me.
イベントとしては、さっき言った雨どい伝ってデッド・オア・アライブの方が面白かったけどな。
Okay, you know what? Fine. Then you give us the phone and you take the gutter route.
Alright, let's not talk about that. We are 21st century students in the era of pressure-free education, and we have the right to put modern civilization to its greatest possible use to make up for how often we're pointlessly mocked for how easy we have it.
That was very astute.
My brain died. Hurry up and call someone.
俺に、こういう時呼んで助けに来てくれるダチなんていると思うか？
Well, shit.
Damn, that's depressing.
手段は提示しただろ。お前が呼べば？
Ah, but you see, here's the other folly of this modern era of convenience. I don't remember anybody's cell phone number.
My phone is in the classroom.
I had left my bag back there.
使えねえな、ったく。
What do we... maybe the cops?
ああ、大丈夫。そこまで深刻ではない。
Maybe the non-emergency number?
深刻じゃねえけど、あんま頼りたくねえんだよな。まあいいや。
She put her phone to work. It looked like she was chatting with someone over Linue.
5分で来るとさ。
I know I butchered that, but I can never remember how to pronounce that.
I will be honest, I actually thought how I was pronouncing it the entire time was wrong, and you got it right this just then because you had conviction when you said it. Like, you knew it.
Yeah, if you say it with enough conviction, anybody believes it's right, even if it's totally wrong.
Oh, I remember. You can get into some surprising areas of life if you just do that. What the heck? So you do have a friend who will come and save you.
Bill Murray. Bam. Well, you didn't have to run.
Huh?
Jokasaki was the last person I expected to see.
ほんと、いつも一緒にいるわね。
Nice to see you too.
いいだろう、俺が誰といても。お迎えサンキュー。行くぞ。
Don't let the door close.
Yeah. Yeah.
The three of us headed back together. I could feel Jokasaki glaring at me. I didn't want to make her angry after she'd come to help us.
You two really are close, huh?
言うほどじゃねえよ。
ええ、仲がいいわけじゃありません。彼女は商品。そして私はそれを仕立て、利用するコーディネーター兼所有者といったところね。
Wow. That's cold.
What are you talking about?
おっと、喋りすぎた。
We won't understand it, so go on.
Look, we're real stupid.
Mm-hmm. That had to be on purpose, but she refused to say another word about it. Ria? A commodity?
Why is Ria a commodity?
さあ、なぜでしょうね。
Why are you speaking in riddles, you sphinx?
I imagine going through his head is a bunch of stupid answers to that question.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's like, does she trade Ria for food? Can people franchise and like get their own, open their own Ria? Like, I don't get it.
Does she have an action figure?
With real kicking action?
It comes with a tiny pack of cigarettes. It blows real smoke.
Ria.
知らね。
They wouldn't tell me. What was with them?
I mean, really, what was with them? It's what happens if two tsunderes are friends with each other.
Ooh, that's true. Then Jokasaki noticed how curious I was and grinned. Saw a cat grin like that once. Given how they were acting, I was sure they wouldn't tell me. It must have been tough to mention considering even Ria wouldn't spill.
I imagine Jogasaki's grin there is like the Tim Curry grin.
Oh, yeah. While I was busy thinking that through, we reached my dorm room.
Ria, does your family manufacture anything, maybe?
いや、普通。
In the end, I never did understand her answer.
That's all good then. Good night, Ria. Jogasaki, thanks for today.
Ooh, that sounded like it pained you.
Look, I'm not sure if it pained Oro, but it did pain me.
おやすみ。
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。
Huh?
She stopped me for some reason.
気にならないのリアのこと。あなたが知らないこと、私知ってるんですよ。
You know a lot of things about a lot of things that we don't. We could be here all night if we try to go into that.
I was about to say, you know a lot of things we don't, like maths and chemistry and...
Other students' names.
I am curious, but I assume you're not gonna tell me?
それは、その...
It's fine then. This is a pain anyway. Ria's my friend, and it's fun to chat with her. She may be a delinquent, but she's not the kind of person who'd do anything wrong, smoking aside anyway. Which means there's no reason for me to pry any further. I'll figure it out someday if she tells me. Good night.
I went back to my room.
何よあいつ。余裕ぶって。
Yes, he acts so smug.
何笑ってるの？
いや、余裕ぶっても何も余裕あんだろ。
Thanks.
俺とあいつ、もう結構なダチみたいだから。おやすみ。
待ちなさい。約束よ。例のことは絶対外には出さない。
We're just against the door listening Mar. What does that mean? Mars? Ria's a Martian.
私たちだけの内緒だって。
She's one of the wet bandits.
わかってるって。さっき自分が言いかけたくせにうぜえな。俺は言わないけど、自発的にバレたら勘弁しろよな。今日も疲れたわ。
And now for something completely different.
お疲れ様でした。シルビア
Well,
様、
thank you.
残るは来月。クリスマスにやる催し物についてですが。
Okay, never mind. It's not that different after all.
ああ、そうだったわね。決めちゃわないと。ねえ、せっかくのクリスマスなのだから、もう政治的なしがらみは一切抜きの普通のパーティーじゃダメかしら。
普通の、と申されますと。
例えばそうね、参加者は学園の子限定とか。
なるほど。
良いですな。外交的にも無難、かつ警備の手間がだいぶ省けます。
For la coche!
姫様も退屈せぬでしょうし。
そう、そこが一番大事。それとね、そこではマリア・ビショップをゲストに招きたいの。
以前から姫様が用命している例の？
大ファンなの。
龍蔵寺に掛け合えば交渉は可能でしょうが。
かなり気分屋なので受けてくれるかどうか。受けない可能性のあるゲストへはあまり依頼の事実を残したくないのですが。
領事館の交渉は大変ね。些細なことも国の威信がどうこうあって。
You could just try blowing him up. Seemed to work the other time.
Hmm?
でも大丈夫よ。この間一目会えたのだけど。私、きっと彼女の知り合いだわ。
金色ラブリッチェ。
So I guess it is every route that that party gets thrown. It is something that always happens.
I mean, it makes sense as kind of a
It
core
does.
thing.
Also, canon that Sylvie figures out that Maria is Soma, like, immediately.
Yeah, that's true, because if this is the canon route, then she would.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Oh.
The door to the rooftop. The doorknob and the lattice on the neighboring stairway were bound by chains. To top it all off, it was even sealed by a massive padlock with a label posted near it.
生徒によるいたずら多発につき厳重に施錠中。屋上に用のあるものは職員室用務部までうんぬんかんぬん。
We can't get in now, huh?
This area was technically off limits, and we'd taken advantage of the lenient rules to come and go as we pleased, but...
昨日彩香に来てもらった後、帰るとき鍵戻し忘れたな。ミスった。
Oh, way to go, Ria.
Oh, that's what clenched it.
No doubt a different teacher had come to take another look afterward. If a door that was supposed to be locked got opened back up in such a short time frame, it stood to reason that they'd put real countermeasures in place.
うちの教師が無能ってのは訂正する。この行動力はすごいわ。
Seriously, are you from California?
The teachers are elite themselves, at least in the extremes they'll take.
The door was sealed off, completely covered in chains. Countermeasures aside, they didn't have to be this overzealous. I mean, how are maintenance people going to get on the roof?
They don't.
It's like, well, I hope the air conditioning systems or the water tower don't break.
What do we do?
Wait a minute. That's it. We dress up like maintenance people. They'll have to let us on there.
First, we have to knock out some maintenance people, put them in the lockers, and steal the uniforms.
We're gonna be like Agent 47. It'll be perfect.
どうするもこうするも諦めるっきゃねえよ。
Well, yeah, if they were going to counter us this hard.
あそこ気に入ってたんだけどな。
Me too.
As early as it was, we decided to head back. Ria gazed up at the setting sun bitterly. A sunset was a sunset, but the academy was obstructing our view and made it difficult to get a good look at it. We made our way to an open field, but the mountains and nearby woods blocked it out too.
The rooftop really was the perfect spot, huh?
Ah.
What about that hill in the distance? Couldn't that be a good spot?
You know, probably.
I have no idea how far away that is, but eh. While this place, Hamachu City, wasn't quite what you'd call a coastal city, it was beside the Pacific Ocean. Put in other terms, it meant the sun rose over the ocean. To watch the sun as it set over the horizon, you'd have to head toward the Sea of Japan. Thanks to its overall length of several dozen kilometers, you could see it over Hamamatsu Lake. You could, but it was ultimately just a lake. If you weren't in just the right position, your view would be obstructed in some form. Okay, well, that explains it. Somewhere decently high and open would be necessary. Although I was sure it was a coincidence, our academy's roof met all of these conditions.
Don't be so down.
落ち込んでんじゃねえけど。
She sounded incredibly disappointed. I guess she really had loved that spot. I was disappointed too. It sucked that I couldn't see that sight for a while. It had felt like the golden color from those twin sunsets as it reflected off the horizon had engulfed the sky and the entire world. At some point or another, I'd become enthralled by it. Ria made her way up close to the lake.
Don't fall in.
We're ones to talk.
お前じゃねえよ。
Ugh. That reminded me, I had fallen in when we were little. That was when Sylvie saved me and we became friends. Ria carefully discerned the lake's boundaries and treaded onto the wet grass.
この湖ってさ、
Yeah?
永遠に繋がってるって話あったよな。
Huh? What's that all about?
この湖に入った者は輝ける永遠の時間へ旅立つ。覚えてない？
How'd it go again? I vaguely remember hearing something about it when we were little.
キャンプだよ。ほら、いくつか聞いたじゃん、おとぎ話。
Oh, yeah, I totally remember.
It was told in a romantic way. I was given a rather dreadful explanation of said fairy tale when I took a local history class back in elementary school. It said you wouldn't ascend into eternity by falling into the lake and would simply drift out to sea and die. It was an interesting story to hear back then.
I'll be honest, I didn't read it like that. I read it like he really didn't remember, but that's okay. What was it again? Wasn't there someone like Urashima Taro?
湖に船を渡してた男が行方不明になって300年後に現れたってやつな。
How did anybody know who he was?
Yeah, it's really funny now that I think about it, and I don't even know where I'd start picking it apart.
まあ、写真もなかった頃にどうやって300年後確かめたんだって話だわな。
Yeah. Even in a time with photos, I bet people would just believe they were a lookalike if the same thing happened in the year 2300. Like that portrait of Keanu Reeves from the 1500s.
今から思えばバカバカしいけど。でも、そんな話ができた理由、今はちょっとわかる。
Ria stopped in place and gazed out beyond the lake. Though the setting sun was out of sight, the lake itself was dyed a reddish gold.
この湖は、何回この金色を飲み込んできたんだろう。
Who knew how many it could be? More than anyone could ever count, for sure.
永遠に近い時間をそんな風に過ごして、したら、俺でも思っちゃうだろうな。この湖には、何か素敵な永遠が詰まってるって。
Ria was being quite the romanticist today. Cute. She'd probably get mad at me if I said that out loud, though. It had gotten chilly, so we headed back to the dorm.
I'm basically like that Urashima Taro, but... Do you remember anything? You brought up a ton of anecdotes about the lake.
そうさな。昔話じゃないけど、あれ、事故で死んじゃった友達に手紙を届けるやつ。
Oh, that? The one where if you write a reply on some stationery found in a bottle in the lake and set it adrift, it'll be received by your friends in the past?
Oh yeah, like that other movie that also starred Keanu Reeves. Oh, this is a weird connection.
And so their friend avoided the accident and they all lived happily ever after? There are too many plot holes, especially in the time paradox sense.
でもいいじゃん、ハッピーエンドで。意味もなく人が死ぬ話より、ずっといい。
Yeah, I can see that.
Boy, I hope that's not foreshadowing.
It'd be funny if this route literally was that story. It was like, oh man, now I have to send a bottle back through the lake to my past self. It's like, why did the genre of the game suddenly change?
Oh, I don't think I'm prepared for that kind of twist.
Me neither.
I didn't know why it was. But that lake had a ton of anecdotes that all involved leaps through time, be it to the past or to the future. How weird. And yet none of them involved Scott Bakula.
Or Blackula.
おやすみ、1。
Good night, Ria.
Talking about genre shifts. We split up. Ah, man. The rooftop got locked off. Given how many things played out, I bet we wouldn't be able to get anywhere near it for the rest of the term, if that. The earliest we could hope for was in third term, which started in January. Another month and a half. That was a long ways off.
金色ラブリッチェ。
I think Reina had too many coffee milks.
Yeah.
This was kind of unexpected. Saturday. The roof was blocked off on Tuesday, so it had been 4 days since then. And that was the last time I'd seen Ria.
だからどうしたんですの？何かあるならおっしゃいな。
Sure. What do you know about picking locks?
More than you'd think.
Hey, Mina-chan, what do you think of Ria?
Huh?
Ria, your neighbor.
ああ、こちらのお隣様。
Our neighbor, thank you. Since Mina-chan was occupying the room across from me, that would make Ria diagonally opposite of her.
どう思うも何も会ったことありませんわ。ご挨拶に伺っても顔も見せてくれませんもの。
That's Ria.
I'm sure.
Unless she got half a mind to do so, Ria never left her room. She would randomly drop by my place, but she'd never let me go into hers if I popped over. She'd either be gone or sleep the entire day away and get pissed off if you woke her up. Given how little she interacted with Reina and me, any interaction between the other boarders was non-existent.
リアちゃん？いや、かっこ可愛いとは思うけど、それ以上は特に。ちょっと怖いかもです。
Wait, was Reina supposed to have a portrait there? Weird. All of the boarders responded in kind. There was one other person she got along with, though. But I couldn't ask her how she felt about Ria. To sum her up, she lived in an extremely tiny world. I wasn't about to criticize her for it. It was her life, so all was well as long as she lived it in her own way. It was just... I had believed I was a part of that tiny world, and that we were actually tightly knit. Even if you took away my connection to Soma from when we were little, I thought I had a good relationship with Ria. As reality would have it, once you severed the link between us, that rooftop, I couldn't see her whenever I wanted. It wasn't as if I couldn't go to see her, but I couldn't find a reason to see her. Could you call us friends given all of this? I was shocked when I made that realization. And here I thought we were close.
<sighs> さっきから鬱陶しいですわね。気になるなら会いに行けばよろしいじゃありませんの。ほら、スタンドアップ。
What?
She pulled me by the hand.
お隣の相馬さんでよろしかったかしら？ハス向かいのプルテアですわ。今更ですけど、引っ越しのご挨拶に参りました。
I brought a pie.
I'm the pie.
A tremendously straightforward approach. I could have done this alone if this was her plan.
もしもし？おられませんの？
There was no response. But...
気配がしますわ。中にはいますわね。
True, there were sounds coming from inside, like clothes rustling. Which should mean she was there, but...
もしもし、相馬さん？もしもし？
She could be asleep, Mina-chan.
なら起こした方がよろしいですわ。真っ昼間ですのよ。
Okay, that's a good plan if you also think it's a good idea to go and disturb bears when they're hibernating.
I was gonna make the same reference.
Mina-chan banged on the door without a care. This girl, totally the type to bulldoze anyone good-natured. Not that it was a bad thing, but even if Ria were around, it was a foregone conclusion that she'd ignore us.
もしもし。もしもし。せーな。
Her persistence had ultimately won out. We could hear Ria stirring inside. When... What the hell? Is there a bear in there? There was a loud bang from inside. The sound of something that had fallen, based on the timing.
Ria, are you okay?
開けますわよ。
It was rude, but she opened the door without permission. Despite the fact that I'd never been inside Ria's room before, I had gotten a peek inside a couple of times. The room was pretty bare and didn't feel lived in at all. However, the huge, luxurious bed definitely caught my eye. It was massive for someone so petite, but ideal for a hermit like Ria. Her bedsheet was wrapped tightly around her leg, and she was holding her head.
落ちたんですの？大丈夫？
Mina-chan rushed over to her. I assumed she slipped on the sheets when she was trying to get out of bed. I guess it would depend on how harsh an angle she had fallen at, but...
大丈夫です。どこを打ちました？
Mina-chan picked Ria up.
ここ？
Did she have any lumps? She touched her head.
触んな！
Ria pushed her away in a huff. She quickly kicked and wriggled her way out of the sheets.
なんなんだよてめえは！すいません、私。
She grabbed her by the collar and threw her out of the room.
勝手に入んじゃねえよ、うぜえな。
I think it's a little bit more than Jazzy Jeff.
すいません、
Wait, Ria, calm down.
She was so enraged that I rushed between them. Luckily for us, she only looked like a delinquent, and she calmed down fairly quickly.
She was just worried. We heard this awful sounding bang.
いらねえよ。つかてめえらのせいでベッドから落ちたんだろうが。
I'm really sorry about that too. Oh, yeah, you fell. Are you okay?
肩ぶつけたのは肩。って肘も痛えわ。
Oh, that's what happened?
She was holding her shoulder. If you thought it through, hardly anyone would fall out of their bed head first. She wasn't exactly a child, just child-sized. Touch. She touched her elbow and brushed it gently. Ria was still angry, but she didn't shake free this time.
二度と触るな。
In spite of the tears in Mina-chan's eyes, she didn't show her a single shred of mercy.
人様の頭に気安く触るんじゃねえよ。
Like I said, she was worried about you too.
肩ぶつけて頭に触られたらムカつくだろ。
I mean, but weren't you holding your head?
それは。
That shut her up for some reason or another.
二度と来んじゃね
すいません。
Well, this was Mina-chan's own fault, so this outcome was inevitable.
誰にも言うな。
It's a wig. Her hair is a wig. That's my theory.
That actually makes sense.
I
Because
mean,
we know her Maria Bishop like, the Maria Bishop hair is a wig, so this well could be too.
yeah. She whispered something into her ear so that I couldn't hear, then went back into her room. Mina-chan stood there with tears in her eyes.
何があったの？
A group of people had heard the commotion and flocked over. While I downplayed the situation off the cuff, Mina-chan headed into her own room, and Jokasaki headed into Ria's. What a horrible day.
大丈夫なの？病院に行かなくても。いいって、ほんと肩ぶつけただけだから。ベッドから落ちるなんてよくあるしな。
Do you need some guardrails?
She needs those bumpers for bullet.
王女でなければ寮から追い出してやるのに。
Yeah, that might actually help.
そこまでしなくていいって。こっちもちょっと冷静じゃなかった。
Is this Saki being like protective of Ria?
I think so.
そっか。あのガキ王女だっけ？え？やばいかな。
Oh, this is an interesting transition.
Alright, we've never had that, have we?
I don't think we have, and that has me a little concerned.
That makes sense given her personality.
Mina-chan was a perfectionist at heart, the type who expected perfection from both herself and others, so she genuinely hated to inconvenience people.
リアちゃんとは相性悪そう。関わらないのが一番っぽいけど。
You know what? Yeah. It's one of those things, someone like that and Ria would either get along really well or not at all.
I think in some sense, there's a little bit of similarity to Reina in that Reina is all up in everybody's business, but Reina's not a perfectionist, while Mina is. So I could see that being a point of contention.
They only dealt with each other because of me. I feel just as sorry.
I was the one who begged for trouble. They probably knew their personalities wouldn't mesh and avoided each other. Not as a conscious decision, but just a feeling they happened to have. I hoped they could make amends after everything that had happened. But that would be a pretty tall order in its own right, and they are both pretty short girls. In contrast with Ria's indifferent personality, Mina-chan would give her a full-scale apology. That would be way too serious. If only we could find some sort of common ground between them.
Hey, Mina, do you like Maria Bishop?
ゲロ。私は本日仕事ですわ。
Oh, she must be feeling okay if she's still referring to us as her plebeian.
I think that's just her default way of referring to us.
Jump forward to her route on the fan disc, and it's just, I love you, plebeian.
I thought you were going to go with something a little different on that.
What did you think I was going to go with?
Let's not go into that.
Well, now we have so many questions. But just like Ouro, they're going to be left unanswered.
Well, good luck out there.
I guess she had places to be. Royalty had it rough. Mina-chan looked visibly bothered by what happened and kept glancing over at Ria's room.
昨日の今日ですし。やめた方がいいと思う。
Yeah, take a page from the Bare Naked Ladies. You gotta wait at least 1 week.
Rather than going to give some poorly thought out apology, I think you'd be better off if you just gave her time to let it go.
でしょうか。
It may not suit Mina-chan's overly sincere disposition, but that degree of leniency fit Ria's personality best. Mina-chan looked back at Ria's room a few times, reluctant to leave. She clenched her fingers in midair, as if she were recalling some sensation. What the?
行ってきますわ。
I could hear the helicopter's propeller outside. Her ride was here, and off she went.
お姫様は移動も豪快だね。
Reina cackled.
We just said, what?
The hand gesture Mina-chan made weighed on my mind, but I quickly brushed it off. Unlike yesterday, this ought to turn out a peaceful day. Up until that moment.
移動にヘリコプターまで使うなんて、お仕事詰め込みすぎよ、エル。
What?
申し訳ありません。依頼が多いのです。
マリアのことでわがまま言ったから仕方ないけれど。今日は何だったかしら。
病院の慰問です。日本政府指定の難病患者を慰問します。
あれか。まあ、慰問先では大抵喜んでもらえるからいいのだけど。その様子をカメラで撮られるというのが、なんだか好感度を稼いでるみたいでいまいちだわ。
その効果を見越しているからこその公務です。
ミナ、どうかした？はい。寮の中でトラブルを起こしてしまいまして。
何か？必要とあれば我々が動きますが。
Oh, I hope this doesn't turn into an international incident.
Yeah.
とんでもない。私が一方的にご迷惑をおかけしただけですわ。そう。何をしたかは知らないけれど、反省するのはいいことね。誰にご迷惑をかけたの？近くの部屋の、相馬さんとおっしゃる方に。この後どうする？
What? I've got nothing going on at all.
せっかくの日曜だし、なんか食べに。
Why is the helicopter noise going on in this scene and not the other scene?
You know, that's actually the best question to be asked.
何うっさいな。
Okay.
姫様、着陸までお待ちを。
Oh. Whoosh. What, did somebody falcon punch the helicopter away so it stopped making noise? Bam. It looked like the helicopter had circled back and was hovering above the grass, but Sylvie got off anyway. Her shoes' heels were broken. Had she jumped out? Once her eyes, which I had never seen bloodshot before, spotted me.
It wasn't me.
相馬くんの部屋は？
Huh?
相馬くんはどこ？
The cat was out of the bag?
相馬。相馬？リアちゃんの部屋なら、オーロの隣だよ。
Dash. She didn't hesitate and rushed down the hall. Reina, you might have put your foot in your mouth. Sylvie opened the same door her sister had pushed open before without so much as a knock. Not that I felt like stopping her, but maybe I should have?
おい、誰だ勝手に。相馬くん。
First it was the little sister, and now her big sister was moved to tears. Ria tilted her head, looking defeated.
おい。
From the lobby we shout, "We didn't do it!"
It wasn't me. Seriously, I didn't say a word.
It wasn't me. I tried to hide it.
Wasn't me.
But that was asking too much to begin with. Trying to run away from a beloved childhood friend of all things.
相馬くん。
Glomp.
待て待て。
She hugged her. Then she dragged her down to the floor little by little.
相馬くん。会いたかった。相馬くん。わかったからちょっと。なんなんこれ。お姫様と不良さん？
Isn't that a book?
I'll explain it later.
よくわかんにゃけど。信じてたわ。またきっと会えるって。キスはやめろ。いやもう顔中にチューしちゃおう。
Oh hey, third year girl A. Your timing's impeccable.
いいですわぞ。
Ria flailed and struggled, but she was completely helpless. She really didn't have any physical strength, huh? Sylvie held Ria's face firmly between her hands.
相馬くん。
They stared into each other's eyes so close that their noses could nuzzle. In fact, they're so close that their portraits are actually overlapping.
わかる？私の顔。わかるって。相馬くん。顔はわかるけど性格変わったなお前。
No, this is normal.
誰か助けろ。はあ、やっと降りられ。姫様？
Sylvie simply couldn't contain herself. Two hours later. Well, I think we're going to have to wait until the next episode to see what happened 2 hours later. So, the cat's out of the bag, in a big way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
That turned into a really fascinating situation really fast. Boy, Ria's just having a bad time.
There's a lot that makes me wonder with that.
Yeah. Ooh, I really do wonder. I don't know why, but something about her getting so touchy about having her head touched.
I think you're right, and it's a wig.
But why?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm concerned about, because I can think of a couple of reasons why somebody wears a wig.
And she's also always tired.
Yeah.
And we know that she leaves the dorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Because if it is, that's going to make this route very sad.
Ooh, yeah.
But I guess we'll just kind of have to see. Please no spoilers, because this is 100% blind for us. We have no idea. I don't know if there were any kind of hints or anything in the other routes. I can't really think of anything. It definitely seems like there's a lot going on here that we have yet to discover, and Ouro has yet to discover too.
I think if it's what it is, there are hints earlier in the story.
You think so?
Yeah. I mentioned it a long time back. But, and to be fair, like this, no offense to this game is not very tightly written.
True.
So I could be completely wrong, but like, do you remember when Ria and Ouro watched the movie?
The French movie?
Way earlier, correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's right, because that basically had the same kind of plot line.
I think so, if I remember correctly. But that was like 50 episodes ago.
Yeah. But you're right. That may coincide. Because it felt like that whole section was a little bit of a... not out of place, but it would make sense as foreshadowing. But thank you all for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.